Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Today's video I'm bringing you a sneak peek. None of you have ever seen this before. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at Cobra's 2020 range. Yes, 2020 range. We're going to start with drivers, then we're going to go fairways, look at hybrids and irons too. Cobra have a brand new driver coming to market. What is it? This video is going to tell you exactly what it is, give you a first look at the brand new driver for 2020. Yes, the brand new driver and the first look. We're going to talk about the technology that's going into it. We're going to compare it to last year's technology and give you my overall opinion on it before we do a review later in the year. So last year's story on the F9 Speedback, which I think was the best driver out on the market last year, one for price point, but two for actually the bundles of technology that you have in it for that price point. So the Speedback driver had an aerodynamic design, as well as that, it had the CNC milled face. So you're going to see some comparisons between this driver and next year's driver, and really seeing that Cobra have almost built on what was good in this driver and made it better. Yes, made it better. Didn't this one get any better? Let's have a look now at the technology that's going into the 2020 driver. So this is it, the Cobra SZ driver. Again, looks very similar to last year's? Well, it is. They built on what was good about last year's driver and put bundles of technology, new technology, into this. The first thing that you're going to see which is carried over is the CNC milled face. Last year's driver had it, this year's driver had it. But the face is bigger. So there's an infinity face. It comes over the top and over the bottom. This means that the precise milling process is much bigger over the whole face. So ultimately, off-center hits are better. You're getting more bang for your buck. Your toes and your heels potentially won't go as short as previous years. So first off, the CNC mill face bigger with the infinity is the first difference in this year's driver. Looking at the bottom of the driver, it's very, very similar. You've got your two adjustable weights, which we had last year, the front and the back, and this allows you to move the center of gravity around, giving you higher spin, lower spin, which for you better players may be really advantageous for lowering it, higher ball flight, less spin, longer drives. Accompany that with the CNC mill face, which is bigger. This could be a really big driver for 2020. This driver is built like no other. I've seen a lot of drivers being built and in terms of the scripts and the pictures that are sent out by manufacturers, and this one is built like no other. The best way I can describe it is like the chassis of a car. It's got a T-bar which goes along the top and along this area here. You can't actually see this is what happens underneath. But what Cobra is saying this allows them to do is put more carbon fiber on there. The more carbon fiber we have, the more stable the driver is, the lighter the driver is. So again, looking at this whole story, swinging it faster, more forgiveness, building on what we had last year, potentially some long drives even on off-center hits. So if a bigger mill face, a T-bar across the back, more carbon, more stable wasn't enough, Cobra this year have brought out a second driver to sit alongside this one, which is the SZ Extreme. What's the difference? Well, ultimately, this driver is the maximum size it can be, so 460. It's got a higher MOI. So ultimately, this driver is actually aimed at people who want distance and even more forgiveness off the tee. Again, looks fantastic. The infinity milled face, everything that the SZ driver has, but with a higher MOI. So it would be really interesting to actually do a review in the future with the TrackMan to see the numbers with this driver and actually see what they come out like. So the SZ and the SZ Extreme are going to sit in the same price bracket. I believe roughly around £349, exactly the same as the F9 last year, which I think was a really interesting move from Cobra because it was almost not undercutting because it has bundles of technology and had all the bang for its buck compared to the more expensive drivers. But I think it's a really interesting move that it's sitting in the same price bracket. So again, this driver could be a big, big driver to beat next year. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex LA Golf. This was the first look at Cobra's 2020 drivers, the SC, the SC Extreme. Bundles of technology. I can't wait to review them and bring you more videos on them.